What is going on, guys? I have a really fantastic training for you. You guys really liked the DM conversation breakdown the other week, and it honestly helped a ton of people book more calls. But now there's a new problem. Now with more calls being booked, people need to learn how to sell. And so I brought Sam back to review a live sales call and point out exactly where he did correct and exactly where he did wrong to improve his sales ability so he can close more clients, make more money, and transform more lives. So if you guys are a personal trainer, or if you're looking to make money online using social media, you have a product to sell and you want to learn how to close more deals so you can get paid and get more clients, take a lot of notes, because this training literally breaks down the process step by step on how to overcome objections, how to sell your product ethically, and ultimately get more results. So guys, really quick, if you are a personal trainer or fitness coach, my name is Zakk. I work with personal trainers and I help them start and scale a coaching business to $10,000 a month or more. So all you need to do to learn more about our program is just check out our website, personaltrainersbusinessincubator.com. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the training. All right. Yeah. Fill me in. How's everything been going?
So I had a sales call on Saturday and I also had a sales call yesterday. And then I was supposed to have one today, but the guy had a no-show. He no-showed. The two people that hopped on the sales calls were both warm leads. They were people that have been watching my channel for a while. And yeah, unfortunately, I didn't sign either of them. But I think it was just like, I just think there's a lack of experience when it comes to just being on sales calls, especially on the second one. I think that's probably where I think when we go through it, you'll see like, it was just kind of like, I don't think there was enough confidence in the delivery where he was convinced to do it. And the first one went really well, but the freaking, all I had to say is like, have a Zoom membership. So yeah.
Gotcha. So if you were to give yourself feedback, what do you think went wrong? What do you think you could have done better? Like, what's your self-improved feedback?
I think honestly, it was probably like, especially on the second call, it was just maybe there was some things that he was asking for that wasn't on the presentation. So he was like, oh, he was just asking certain things that weren't on the presentation. So it was kind of like I was saying, yes, I'll provide that for you, rather than maybe him seeing it. So I made the adjustment by adding those things into the presentation. Like, for example, like in the nutrition area, I showed him that he would have his calories and a food list, but he asked if, he would get his own personal meal plan. And I said, yes. And I also think overall, it was just probably a little bit more confidence in the delivery. I think that's probably it too. I wasn't nervous or anything like that, but I think there was probably just not enough like confidence in the delivery to where he was like, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna do it. I know I can get the job done, but I don't think that he was convinced.
Let's go ahead and review the call, bro.
I sent you an email with it.
Can you send it to zecolburn@gmail.com?
Okay, let me see if I just sent it. Hopefully it loads in time because I think the drive has to upload or something, but I just sent it.
All right. So what I have to do is I have to move the microphone over to my speaker so we can hear. And then we're going to listen to as much of it as possible. And then I'll go ahead and give you feedback and tips on the call. How did the discovery call go? Tell me a little bit more about what happened on the discovery call. What kind of feedback did you have for yourself? Like, give me some feedback here.
The discovery call was good. He was pretty interested, but he was expressing a lot of concerns about the fact that he had already done online coaching and that he doesn't like it because I guess he had like not a good experience with his previous online coach. And he was saying, things like, oh, yeah, he was like a young kid and I was giving him a shot. I was like, this kind of sounds like weird. But he was just like talking a lot about his bad experience with the previous online coach. But he said that he wanted to try again because he liked my page and stuff. And then I was like, yeah, so let's do a sales call.
Okay, let's go ahead and dive into it.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, man. So we talked a little bit already before, so it won't be too different, but let's just go ahead and get into what your goal is and what your desired situation is.
Okay. I'll just say it again. So if it's going to be I was thinking about this. If it's going to be a 6-month program, I would rather, I guess, add more muscle than the 10 pound I originally said. But if it's going to be a 3-month program, if the price is right, then I would do the 10 pound thing. But if it's going to be 6 months, I feel like it should be more weight, probably 15, if possible, 20 pounds.
Okay. But your goal is to gain weight and keep putting on some muscle.
Exactly.
Gain muscle, add, let's say anywhere between 10 and 15 pounds. Awesome. What else is entailed inside that goal?
Nutrition. We discussed before. Nutrition is a big part of this. Holistic eating, whole foods. Yeah.
Okay, so nutrition, holistic eating, whole foods, gain muscle, add 10 to 15 pounds. What about training and aspects? Is there any kind of training goal that you have inside the gym?
As far as
muscle, in terms of strength?
Getting stronger, lifting heavier or something?
Yeah, is there any types of goals that kind of ring in your head?
Not at the moment, not initial goals. I guess those are maybe future goals, but right now, I can think of it right now.
All right, awesome. So we got what your goal is. You want to gain muscle, you want to add 10 to 15 pounds, and you want to improve on your nutrition. Cool. So does that cover everything for your goals?
Let's see the screen. I guess, yes, for now.
Okay, for now, just let me know if anything comes up, okay?
Okay. Yes.
So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get straight into what your current situation is looking like and some of the challenges that you're facing with when it comes to achieving your goal. So obviously this kind of entails, I know one of them was definitely nutrition if you want to start off with that, but just list out to me all the challenges that you're facing with trying to gain weight and put on some muscle.
Challenges. What's the challenges? I guess specific foods to eat. I guess I gotta know my macronutrients, what's good, what's not good, cutting out the bad fats, I guess, the bad snacks, well not snacks, bad foods. Because I'm trying to, I guess, a clean bulk. That's what I'm trying to do, a clean bulk. Not greasy foods, fried food, not too much of that, not the same foods every day. A variety of foods, something I can maintain.
Now, when you say foods every day, what kind of struggle do you feel like you're facing when it comes to that? Like, give me an example.
I know before was a bunch of eggs, like every single day. I was 8 eggs in the morning, and it was like 2 eggs. Pound of eggs, and I was completely done with eggs, you know. So if it can be a variety, it can be eggs, some type of supplement for eggs, maybe protein shake or yogurt or something to that nature, steak, chicken, just a variety.
Okay, so in terms of what your current situation is looking like, you need some help figuring out specific foods to eat, cutting out the bad foods. There's a lack of variety in the foods that you're eating. What else? What are some other challenges that you're currently facing?
I'm working a full-time job. So that full-time job is 45 hours a week, mostly 50 hours a week. I also have I'm getting my MBA. So I'm working on that. I'm pretty much finished, but I got a major test I got to take in about 3 weeks. So I'm studying for that. So that's some challenges or some extra stuff I got to think about during this.
Right. So overall, just a busy schedule. Have you found it challenging to stick to your fitness goals with this busy schedule?
Challenging, yes, I guess, because looking for efficiency. I just don't want to be doing random stuff, and it's no benefit to doing it. So if I can get something precise, something quick and effective, then that's the goal.
Got you. Okay, so improving lack of variety in the foods, improving nutrition. You're at a full-time job right now, and you're studying for your MBA. What else?
Right now, that's pretty much it.
Right. Okay. Are there any challenges or concerns that you have that you're facing right now when it comes to your training?
Just what exercises to do, I guess, which is most effective for each body part, I guess. Not guessing, knowing exactly what it is.
All right, cool. Well, I have everything listed out here. Just let me know if everything is pretty much on here. I feel like that's covered what you feel. Current situation, challenges that you're facing, specific foods to eat, struggling with macronutrients, cutting out the bad foods. There's a lack of variety in your diet. You're working a full-time job, and you're also studying for an MBA, and you're struggling a little bit with not knowing what exercises to do. Is there anything else in there that you want to add on? Does that sound like that pretty much covers what you're struggling with?
That covers it. Yep. That's pretty much it.
All right, awesome. So we got your goal, we got your current situation. Now we're gonna get into. I want to get what your motivation is. What's your motivation behind doing this?
I was just gonna say, so far so good. The only thing I'm missing is the why. Why is it important for him to gain 10 to 15 pounds of muscle? Why is it important for him to have a holistic whole foods approach? Why is it important for him to have an efficient program to follow? Like, why are we even doing this? Like, because that's really what you're selling. I was waiting for that, and it looks like we got to it. So we're about to dive into it. So far so good. But just remember that when you're selling fitness, you're not really selling gaining an extra 10 to 15 pounds. You're not really selling optimized program. You're selling the why. Why should someone care to change their life through health and fitness? So you really need to uncover their motivations here. The other thing too is when it comes to the goal, desire situation, and current situation, you also really want to emphasize the feeling. You say you want to add 10 to 15 pounds of muscle. Why is that an important goal for you? How do you feel right now not having that goal? And how do you want to feel? Because that's ultimately what you're selling. At the end of the day, anyone can go get meal plans, workout plans online for free. But what they need is a system to help them achieve that goal so they can feel a certain way, right? Because if they wanted to just buy a meal plan and workout plan, they can go get it on for free. But if they want to achieve the goal and feel a certain way, that's why they're going to pull the trigger. So far, so good. I know we're just about to dive into the motivation here, but you need to have a clear picture of like where it is they're looking to go. You need to have a clear picture on the current situation right now. But then you also really want to emphasize the emotion behind this because fitness is an emotional sale. So how do you feel right now not being at your goal? And how do you want to feel? And then you're going to sell the system between those 2 points of emotion. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So should I be asking that like throughout? Throughout when I'm doing the goals and the current situation rather than waiting for like the third part of the motivation? Because I was having some temptations, but I was like, I was thinking of like, okay, let me just make the motivation section, just type out, ask him while he's giving me the goals and the challenges and just type it out under motivations, or like, does that just kind of mean like ask while he's saying it?
No, this is fine. I was waiting for you to get here, which is why I didn't say anything before, but it does look like we got here. But I just want to make the point and emphasize like this right here is the point that you're going to be leveraging. Because the thing is like,
right,
logistically at the end of the day, it makes sense. Of course, you have a plan. It's going to get them. It works within their schedule. It fits their budget. They have the finances. They have the time. So logistically, it makes sense. But the thing is, selling fitness isn't a logistical sell. It's an emotional sell. You need to get them motivated, energetically feel excited about changing.
Right.
So it's an emotional sale. So you're selling the emotions here. You're selling, helping them achieve their goals emotionally and also escape their pain emotionally, whichever one is more important to them, whether they want to chase their goal or if they're running away from pain. So like, for example, if someone's overweight and they hate it and they keep talking about how much they hate, feeling a certain way, then you can use that as leverage to say, look, man, logistically, the program makes sense. But the reasons why we need to do this is because early in the call, you told me X, Y, and Z. Now, this plan is going to help you overcome all of these challenges that you listed off for me and help you achieve your goals of doing A, B, and C. But more importantly, you're no longer going to feel like X, Y, and Z. That's essentially what you're selling is the emotion.
Got it.
But honestly, so far, so good.
Why is it important for you to take action on this? Why is this the goal that you want to achieve? Why not just stay the same? Well, what's motivating you?
Well, it's health. Just making sure I remain healthy, stay healthy. Don't want to develop any type of illnesses or diseases or anything like that. And I don't see my schedule getting any, lighter. Because after my EM, I'm going to school again, so I got to find some way to incorporate fitness in the lifestyle. So, yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, I understand that. It's like you want at a certain point, it's kind of like you can't really wait that much longer. You just kind of have to just make it work because the time lapse is going to be too long.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. And so you want to stay healthy. Make sure you don't develop any illnesses or diseases. You just want to be strong and healthy. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's some of the motivations.
Yep. That's my motivation. My main motivation. Bro.
Okay. Now the next question I have for you is what?
It needs to go deeper. Okay, health and stay healthy. When you get to the end of the sale, and it comes down to getting him to take action on his goals, saying that, hey, man, you told me that your goal was to stay healthy. That's not really going to be powerful enough. It's not going to be descriptive enough. But if he says, my mom suffers from this illness, I'm afraid that I'm going to have the same problems with my health. If I don't take care of myself now, then I'm going to potentially have the risk of having that illness as well, right? So when you get very specific on their motivations, that's the leverage that you can use to call back at the end of the sale. Be like, hey, brother, so logistically, this program makes sense. You told me that you love the program, you're confident in your ability to help you, but you don't want to move forward. And I'm curious as to why that is. Early in the call, you said that your number one goal was so that way you can learn how to live a healthy lifestyle so you don't fall into the trap of generational illness. Is that not your number one goal? Or is that still your number one goal? Is to break the cycle of your family's poor health habits so you can be a leading example for the next generation. That's much more powerful than staying healthy. The other thing too is he says, my motivation is not going to get lighter, so you have to incorporate fitness. So you could say something like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? What exactly are you talking about? You say, okay, well, I have a busy work schedule. I'm working on my feet. I feel tired. I feel low energy, but I know that I'm still going to have a few more years working like this. So at the end of the call, you could say, hey, brother, you told me earlier that your work schedule isn't going to get lighter. So if you don't change, you're not going to see a difference because it's not like there's a light at the end of the tunnel coming up. You still have all of these problems as soon as you got off this call. And so this program will be able to help you incorporate fitness into your schedule so that way you can stay fit and healthy and be able to work, right? Is that still not your number one goal? And so a lot of these reasons, you have to have very specifics. You have to get very specific as to reason why it's important, what the motivation is. And then at the end of the call, if everything makes sense logistically, like you might have some logistical objections, like someone might not actually have the money, or someone quite literally might not have the time, or someone quite literally might not be able to make a decision because of a spouse. Like those are actual objections. Most of the time you can overcome them, but once you overcome those objections and they are able to make a decision themselves, they have the time, they have the money. At that point, it's just an emotional sale. And if the logistics check out and you have to play the emotional card, you almost want them to go back on their word. That's kind of what you're doing here. Because they told you that their number one goal was to achieve X, Y, and Z. Now they have the opportunity to achieve X, Y, and Z, but they're not moving forward. Is that no longer their number one goal? Do they not want to achieve that? Or are they just nervous? Are they just scared? And if that's the case, then that's an opportunity for you to help coach and motivate them in that moment to take action.
Yeah, it makes sense. Tons of sense.
Any questions?
No, man. I like that a lot. I definitely, now that I see it, the motivation was way too big for sure. And I think logistically it made sense. And I feel like most of the time it makes sense. Like especially on the last sales call too, like logistically it made sense. But I think they get nervous.
Yes.
Like once they hear the price and they just want to back out. And it's like, me personally, it's hard for me to relate to that because like I'm the lay down guy. I know what I want, but some people, they can just do that, sit through it and decide not to. But
this is your first opportunity to coach them. So the thing is with objections is you want to uncover what the actual objection is. And 99% of the time, it will be fear. It will be that they're just nervous. It will be that they're scared to take action. And that once you get there, then you can turn your coach mode on, right?
Right.
And And that's your first opportunity to coach them into change.
Got it.
That's when you put your coach hat on. And, it's going to be different for each person. But like I said, you can use what they tell you is important to them to hold them accountable and say, hey, these are the things that you said most important to you. I know that we can help you achieve them. If you're just nervous, that's totally fine. But I want you to know that we're going to help you achieve your goal, right?
Right.
I'm going to do everything in my power to ensure that you're successful. And if you want to put like a guarantee in place here, just be like, hey, if you don't get results within the first 30 days, I'll give you 100% of your money back and we'll cancel the program. You can like throw in stuff like that. Oftentimes it doesn't need to come to that because normally it's not worried. It's just the first step that they're nervous about. But yeah, in that opportunity, that's when you get the opportunity to actually, that's when it's like, okay, bullshit aside, let's talk mano a mano and let's help you through this first hurdle of just getting started.
Right.
And why not just do it on your own? Where do you feel like you come to the conclusion that maybe getting help would be better? You want to just do it on your own?
Well, that's one part I didn't think about that much because I feel like I could do myself because apps out there pretty much tell me what to do, what exercises to do, what to do. But I guess the assurance that if a coach who's been in the same shoes or knows exactly what to do, what not to do, maybe has some inside tricks or tips or whatever the case is, can get it faster or may can do something that apps or a non-professional person can't do.
Right. Okay. So you feel like you can do it on your own, but you just want that assurance that you're going to get there as fast as possible.
Yeah. I want to make sure I get results. I don't want to waste time. So yeah.
Awesome. I totally agree with that. I think anyone that has a goal, you can do it on your own, but you're not going to do it as fast or as efficient compared to the person that has a coach that has a process for them to help them get there. So I think it's a great decision. So what we'll do now, I pretty much understand what your goal is, your current situation, your motivations, why you need help. What we can do now is we'll go ahead and get straight into the program. I'll break down exactly how it works and how we can help you get to your goals.
Right. Let's do it.
All right, man, let's do it. Let's get straight into it. Cool. So I'll take you through this presentation. So my name is Samuel Taveras. I'm an online fitness coach and a men's mentor, and my program's mission is to help men transform their lives and overcome limiting beliefs through fitness. So who is this program for? The three people that I work with the most that see the most benefits from this program is busy individuals, men who have busy work schedules and struggle to fit training and nutrition to their daily lifestyle, which you express, having that school and studying for MBA is a challenge for you. Lack of knowledge, men who don't necessarily know how to eat and or train properly to reach their goals. That's not necessarily you. You have some pretty good knowledge experience. And people, I don't know what's motivation to change that, but men who need that extra accountability to stay on top of the fitness goals and finally achieve it. So people that are struggling a little bit with just staying consistent, staying on top of their game, they invest into a coach and it just allows them to just get on top of their stuff a lot more. So I personally think that the busy individual relates with you the most. What do you think?
Yep. Busy individual, pretty much. I agree with you.
All right, so here's some of the challenges that you're going to overcome inside this program. So some of the common struggles that you're probably facing right now are people that before entering this program are facing is can't fit fitness into their busy schedule, inconsistent training and nutrition habits, lack of accountability and discipline, lack of knowledge and fitness, and hard work that leads to nowhere. What you're going to gain from this program is you're going to execute fitness while maintaining your busy schedule. You're going to become disciplined in your training and nutrition habits. You're going to have support from coaching and the system, and you're going to learn everything necessary for achieving results. And you're going to work smart on the right things. That's what we talked before about how you said you wanted that efficiency. You're going to get that efficiency and focus on the achievement of your goal. Community is going to be a group chat of other like-minded people who are going through a similar transformation, and you're going to have an entire. I know that you worked with my fitness pal before. Have you worked with TrainerWise before? So this is what else that is going to be based off of the top what the training plan would be for yourself. You'll see for you on my fitness pal. So we're going to make a meal plan. It's for all 7. Awesome. That's our how the week went and what adjustments we need. 100%. So if you want to write, can I use it? I think we covered readings that will go over the basics of fitness. Things about nutrition, especially if you use nutrition is a big part for you.
The program that you're using for all the
community, you're gonna have all the support that you need and act as inspiration and show.
That presentation was fire, bro. To really
say you swear.
Yeah.
Say you swear.
Yeah, that was
body dysmorphia with that presentation.
No, that was good. That was really good. That was really good. Here's the one thing though, is you can keep the presentation, but what you want to refrain from is product presenting. And what you want to start doing is product positioning. You don't want to think of it as imagine he's a circle and your product is a square and you're presenting a square and he's looking at it thinking, I don't fit into that. And you're trying to sell a shape that doesn't exactly match up. And so what you want to do is you want to take your product and turn it into a circle to match him perfectly so that he thinks it's a perfect fit. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. Makes tons of sense.
Product presenting is saying, here's my product, here are the deliverables, here's what you're going to get. But you say that to every single person. Product positioning is taking your product and thinking, how can I make this the perfect fit for you specifically? So how you would do this is you would simply just call out his challenges and his goals inside the product. So you can say, you told me that your number one goal was to learn how to eat healthy, holistic foods. With this program, here's what we do, and here's how we're going to help you eat whole, healthy, holistic food. You told me that your number one challenge was that you have a busy schedule and you're working a lot and you have low energy. So what we do is we're going to build you a workout plan using this trainerized system so you can have a perfect workout program that's going to fit to your schedule and get you the results that you're looking for. So you take what you have and you make it the perfect fit for them. You told me X, and so what we're going to do for you is do X. for you, right? Now, that's not going to break the difference in selling your program. It will help. I would say it makes maybe an extra 5% difference. But normally if people are, scared or they have fear and stuff, it's not going to be enough. But you do want to make sure that they don't get the feeling of, oh, I'm just buying this dude's program. They get the feeling of, oh, this dude's making a program for me, right?
Right.
By using their specific goals, challenges, and motivations throughout the sales call.
Honestly, coach, that's probably the number one reason. Once you get to the objections, I think it'll be kind of obvious because there was some conversation in between the presentation that were a bit, he was trying to figure out how the product's going to work for him and I was product presenting. And I think that's probably when we got to the objection handling part, I gave him the price. I think there was a disconnect for him between like how I feel like he probably just thought that he was just buying another person's program rather than, oh, this guy's going to directly help. She's going to help me. He's just showing me how he's going to help me.
Yeah. So like right now you're showing off your program. You're showing off Trainerize. You're showing off these tools that you have. But in the back of his mind, he's like, this guy just wants me to buy his program rather than if you say, we're going to build you a life-changing program custom to you. And these are the tools that we use to do so. So it's not like, hey, you're investing in these tools and this platform. It's no, we're going to use these tools and platforms to invest in you. That makes sense?
Yes.
Any questions?
And what do you think about this last slide? What are your thoughts slide?
Yeah, I think what are your thoughts is cool. Asking them how they feel, asking their temperature. Like this is where you want to take the opportunity to make sure that they're fully sold on the program and the vision before jumping into price. Because if this dude's not 100% sold on the program, at this point, this guy doesn't want to join the program, then you're not going to win the sale. Because at that point, it doesn't even matter about the price. We've taken plenty of sales calls for PTBI where we go through the entire pitch. And by the time we get done with this, before we even get to the price, we ask people, what are your thoughts? And they're like, oh, I just don't think it's a good fit. Or, it's just not for me. They're not sold on the program. And so at that point, it's like, it doesn't even matter what the price is going to be. If they don't believe that the product is, if they're not drooling at the mouth to get started based on the product alone and not totally sold in the program, then, there's no point in moving forward. So at this point, what you should do is you should pause and you should say, okay, are you 100% committed to the vision that you have for achieving your goal? Do you believe that this program that we are going to build for you and the steps that we're going to follow will help you achieve that goal? Do you 100% believe that I can help you? Okay, perfect. Is there anything else holding you back, right? What questions, concerns do you have about the vision, about the program, about myself that might hold you back from getting started? Because those are all legitimate objections that if you get them by the time you drop the price, it's going to be too late. So you want to make sure that he's 100% committed to you. He's 100% committed to the vision and he's 100% committed to the program before you even get to the price. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say I think as we go forward, that this was pretty much the point where I felt like throughout the presentation, because I was product presenting and not product shaping for him. I think the confidence wasn't there at this point. So even before, I already subconsciously knew all right, I'm just going to give him the price, but he's probably not going to do it because I think he was connected to it. He wasn't like, all right, yeah, me and this guy are going to do it. I think it was more like he just saw another program.
Yeah. Product positioning is definitely important. Okay. Let's get to it. I was going to say, he literally just said it. He said,
what did he say?
He's like, yeah, it looks good. I've seen a program like it before.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
I like that you are accessible, you take accountability. I like the program that you're using for all the videos that's there to show you the fitness and the coaching calls. I like those. It sounds pretty good. I guess it's just if the price is at the price I want to be.
Okay. Well, if the price fits, is this something that you want to do?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. What do you feel like is the main concerns for you that you feel like you need to have in this program for you to see results?
The main concern, I guess the expertise, knowing what to do, and I guess trusting that whatever you tell me to do is going to bring me the results that we're looking for after. So.
Right. Is there any questions or concerns when it comes to in terms of you say expertise? What do you feel like you might be worried about being misinformed on?
I guess if it's a time period, if it's 3 months, 6 months, whatever time it is, misinformed on what exercises you do, that will give me results. I will be able to go through the program, and after 3 months or after the 6 months, or whatever time set, it's not much of a difference or it's not a notable difference, and pretty much in the same position we started.
These questions are fine, but what I would do here is really tie down his conviction, right? Do you want to do this? Do you believe that this will help you? Do you believe that this program will get you results? So before we ever get to the pitch of the price, after we go through the pitch, we really tie down that this is what they want to do. Do you want to take this step? Do you believe that this program is the step that you want to take.
Right.
Why or why not? And just really tie them down, because, you know, sometimes you'll uncover objections at this point where someone might have a little bit of hesitation about the product, right? They might have a couple questions or concerns. They might not totally be sold. So this is where you really want to make sure that they're 100% sold and bought in on the product and the vision and their goals.
Right.
Right. Well, that's going to kind of lead me into what this last slide is. Look, if you follow the program with 90 to 100% adherence rate, you're going to be guaranteed success. The workouts inside there are going to be perfect. Even that aspect is not complicated in itself. We'll have you built out. Your nutrition is going to be based off of the foods and the grocery list that you have for yourself, and making sure that you're hitting those macros is going to guarantee your results. And so it's pretty much just going to come down to the consistency. Honestly, I mean, you'll have your macros laid out for you, you'll have your workouts laid out for you, and if you execute on those, if you send in your workout videos, if you show up in the gym and do the work, and you follow the meal plan that you have built out for yourself, and you follow those macros, you're going to get results. It's 100% guaranteed. It's 100% guaranteed. Your body is very adaptable to change, and doing that, I promise you, you will see results 100% if you follow the program. 100%. There's not a doubt in my mind.
We see results in
Yes, 100%. You will see the muscle, you will see the weight gain if you hit your calories and you show up in the gym or at home wherever you want to work out.
So hitting our goal is how realistic is it? Is the workouts intermediate? Is it hard, expert, is it beginner? How are the workouts themselves? You have to do 2 million push-ups, but by 3 months you'll get it, or is it something?
Right, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, working out is very sustainable. It's more about being consistent and maximizing your intensity with a certain amount of sets. So I normally go push sets past 3 sets. Mainly how it kind of works is we'll have around 3 compound movements. So let's say it's chest and triceps. We'll have 3 chest exercises, probably 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. If it's a harder exercise, we'll lower the reps a little bit. And then triceps, we'll have 2 exercises. Any workout is going to range anywhere between 4 and 6 exercises. And the max sets will ever be 4 sets. That just depends on how many exercises there is. But none of the I'm not gonna have you doing backflips or doing one arm clapping push-ups or anything like that. It's gonna be very simple stuff. And just making sure that you're maximizing your intensity. Building muscles is fairly simple in the fact that as long as you're pushing the intensity to where your muscle is pumped and you feel like it's a bit damaged, you go to the next exercise, you do that for a workout, it'll take you an hour, and it's gonna be something you can do every single day. If we're gonna be training, 3 months straight, it has to be something that you can. It has to be, workouts have to be sustainable. It cannot be a brutal workout. So yeah, it's gonna be very sustainable for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know. I want to make sure there's everything off your chest, man. I know that specifically the things that you're really looking for. I know that you really want to see a meal plan for yourself. I know that you really want to you want to have that meal plan built out of the whole food, so you can just make sure you know what to eat without having to think about it. That's going to be in place for you. Okay, we'll have your meal plan built out for you. Your workouts are going to be scheduled and built out of what is available to you. So if you don't want to drive to the gym, that's completely fine. We'll have something built out for you at home or wherever you want to go. We'll make sure that the workouts are tailored to you so that, you're getting the intensity, it's not beating you up, and as long as you send those videos back to me, I'll be able to make the adjustments for the week, oncoming week.
When you're selling at this point, you have to remember you're not selling the work, right? You're selling the dream. So instead of saying, hey man, are you ready to commit to meal plans and a workout program and an accountability system? You want to say instead, are you ready to fucking change your life and get the results that you always wanted to get, so that way you can achieve X, Y, and Z and feel like X, Y, and Z? You're not saying, are you ready to commit to the program? You're saying, are you ready to commit to yourself? You're not saying, are you ready to commit to the steps and the features of the program? You're saying, are you ready to achieve your goals? You want them, you want to challenge them here, not to rise up to your program, but to rise up to the goals that they set for themselves. At this step, it's like, instead of saying, hey, are you ready for this program? You say, are you ready to achieve your goals? The yes or no is not a yes or no for the program. The yes or no is a yes or no for yourself, for your goals. So, hey, we're about to get in the price in just a second, but are you ready to commit to your goals? Are you ready to achieve the list of goals that you set out in the beginning of this call? Because if you say no, then you're telling yourself that you're not worth these goals. You're telling yourself that this is something you want to walk away from. But when you say yes, you're committing to yourself. When you say yes, you're committing to this change in these goals that you set out for yourself. You're becoming a higher version of yourself saying yes. Whereas if you say no, you're sinking down to a lower version of yourself. Granted that all logistics make sense.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Makes perfect sense. That's pretty good advice. I would not have seen that coming.
So many people get so caught up in their program. It's not about your program. It's about them committing to their goals. That's what they're saying yes to. They're not committing to your program. They're not saying yes to the features in the software and the tools. They're saying yes to their goals and to their dreams. That's what you're selling here.
Got it.
Once the Sunday rolls around, you'll take your progress photos, you'll step on the scale, you'll submit those photos to me, you'll submit those scale weights to me, you'll take pictures of the macros that you had. I'll be able to see you're going to gain weight from the count. We're on for the next week. And I want you to know too, this is not difficult. This is a very simple process, and you can absolutely 100% achieve your goal. It's very, very simple because you're going to eat anyways, so you might as well eat with a plan, and you're going to work out anyways, so you might as well work out with a plan. It's just providing structure to the things that you're already doing.
Okay. I agree 100%. I agree with you. I believe I can do it. I believe the program is going to help me to get there. Everything sounds good. Let's just wait for that price.
All right, man. Let's do it. Let's get straight into it, man. It sounds like you're ready to go. Let me show you the prices. Get to it. So the total program value, this is for the 6 month, but it still applies to the 3 month. We're gonna do 3 months. The custom training plan by itself is 1K. So if you're getting a training plan that is designed to what you need to do for yourself inside your home, whatever it is, you're getting a program that's designed for what you need to do inside your home. You're getting the progress evals on that. That's worth 1,000 for itself. The nutrition plan, having a meal plan that's built out, going through your progress, it's gonna be a total of 1,000 for your 3 months. That is the price for the program. What are your thoughts? Where do you want to go from here?
About then, I wouldn't pay that much for online for 3 months, just 3 months. It's not something I'm looking to pay 1,000 for.
Okay. What is missing for you that makes you feel like you don't see the value in it being 1,000?
I see the value. I guess for 1,000, I would probably won't pay 1,000 for
having the accountability to.
So I personally don't like this kind of stuff. I would take this out. The reason is because I have a very specific training or sales philosophy. It's a philosophy that not everyone in the space will agree with. Other top dogs won't agree with me. I've actually been given advice to go the other way and it hurt us. Whereas from my experience and how I want to be sold to, because everything that I've built as far as the sales process is how I would want to be sold as a consumer. I have a philosophy that kind of goes against the grain. The reason why I don't like this is because when they see that number 3,800, they turn off. They see that number, and even though it's not the actual number of your program, they've already decided in their head, there's no way. And so now you have to backtrack and kind of win them over when they've already decided in their head that, hey, there's no way that's happening, right? So when we reveal the price for the program with PTBI, we lay it down very soft. We do a soft close. A lot of people like to hard close, but we do a pretty soft approach. So we say, hey, I'm about to give you the price of the program. I'm going to give you the price of the program paid in full. It's going to be, the full amount. However, I want you to know that we can't offer payment plans. We can be very flexible. And if we need to work something out, we absolutely could. That way their guard is down. I like to lay it down soft. So that way, when we drop our program, which is multiple 4 figures, they don't immediately shut down and turn off because it's really hard to recover from that. So we say, hey, we're going to give you the price of the program paid in full. This is going to include everything for the duration of the entire program. Now, just to calm your nerves, we do offer payment plans. We are pretty flexible with the payment. And so if you like the program and we need to talk about the finances, we absolutely can. Does that sound good? That way, when they hear the price, they don't absolutely shut down, but they can go, 1,000, it's kind of a lot, but I'm curious as to what kind of options that we have. Okay, perfect. Just before we move forward, you see the value in the program. This is something that you want to do. It makes sense. You believe that this will help you. We just need to work out the finances at this point. Yeah, we just need to work out the finances. Okay, perfect. Let's solve that problem. But when you drop a big number, it's hard to recover from. It makes sense? Any questions?
I was honestly not feeling it too much. The only reason I put that in was because I got inspiration from, not even inspiration, just trying to build a format from a sales call video that someone had sent me, and they had that in their presentation slide. And I was like, I guess it's probably a cool way to make it seem like they're getting prices a lot less than what is actually valued at. And I do think it's gimmicky. I don't think it's that. Yeah. I think it's not really that in a way. It's kind of
exactly. It's like if I was a prospect and someone did this to me, I would think, you motherfucker. I would think you're literally just fucking pulling a tactic on me. It's almost insulting. Not saying that that's what happened here, but I would take this out personally. And like I mentioned, a lot of guys in the space won't agree with me, but it's also why people are attracted to me and my program, because I do things the way that I like to be sold, which is a little bit more on the human side, and people resonate with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. And see, again, so now he's already decided in his head that that's too much money. You've dropped 1,000. And again, already decided, no, that's too much money. I can't do it. But if you said, hey, we're going to give you the price of the program paid in full, right? I don't want you to freak out. Everything's fine. We do offer payment plans. We can be flexible with the payments, so there is wiggle room here. But the price of the program is $1,000 for 3 months. And I would even bring it to $997. Price of the program is $997 for 3 months. Right? What are your thoughts? It's too much. Okay, no problem. I understand. A ton of people come into this program. They don't have the full resources to get started on the spot. Are you open to working out maybe a payment plan or getting creative with resources to make this work for you if this is 100% what you want to do? Yeah, no, I'm open for a payment plan. Okay, no problem. Well, in most cases, people don't have the full resources to get started. We start them off on a month-to-month payment plan, and that would bring your monthly price down to, I think it would be $330 something around there, down to $330 a month, right? So all you would need to do is to get started is $330 a month, and we can hit the ground running. So you want to leave the door open for communication so you can solve this problem logistically without them fully shutting down. Because when they see the price and they fully shut down, it is so hard. It is so hard to get them back. So I like to leave a little bit of room open so that way you can work out a little bit logistics. And again, I know some people are probably going to watch this video thinking, I was told something different, or you're supposed to do it this way. It's not traditional. I do it a different way, but it's how I like to be sold. And it's worked really well for us and our students.
Got it.
Okay. What is missing for you that makes you feel like you don't see the value in it being 1,000?
I see the value, I guess, for 1,000. I would probably won't pay 1,000 for a coach that's with me right now. I said in-person coach. So an online thing situation. Maybe if you were in the same city and we met up and you were in the gym with me or something like that, maybe. But for online, basically, I'm kind of the driving force of this. Not 1,000. I mean, it's not like you know what you're talking about, but just for 3 months. Yeah.
Okay. So you say basically your main concern is that you have an in-person coach and you feel like if it was in-person training, it would be worth 1,000. But the thing is, having an in-person coach by itself doesn't offer you literally anything except that one workout a week that you're doing. So unless you decide to work with an in-person coach 5 days a week or 5 days a week, which you already expressed that you don't drive to the gym. If you want to pay someone to drive to your house, that's going to be way more than 1,000, especially if you try to do that every single day. And on top of that, they will not provide you a meal plan or any kind of check-in system for your progress photos. Personal trainers are literally just there to help you work out. So in that sense, online coaching is allowing you to get your workouts in. That's going to be tailored to what you have at your house. And on top of that, you're getting an entire nutrition aspect where you're going to be able to have a meal plan that's going to basically help you reach your goals. And on top of that, having the progress evaluations, being able to submit progress photos and step on a scale and see the progress week to week, yeah, it's entirely in your hands 100%. You're the one that has to do the work, but it's still being inside of a system that allows you to operate. Being outside of that, being on the outside where it's just like left in kind of like the clouds, it's a lot harder for people that are not super dedicated to like, okay, I'm gonna be fitness. It's something you have to become. That's why online coaches, we build out these systems for you, so you don't have to think so much about it. It's more just about, you know what, I know I want to do it. I know I want to be in a system. I know I have to get outside my workouts and my nutrition, but I need to be inside of the system. So in terms of online coaching to in-person training, I honestly don't think that there's a comparison. In-person training, you'll have to pay 5 days a week if you wanted to actually get results, and they can only offer you the in-person training. They can't take progress photos with you or check on your eating. You're not going to get results doing in-person training unless that was something that you already plan on doing. I want to inspire you, man, because I know that you want to make a change for yourself, and it is going to be a financial investment.
This was actually great. So here's the thing. You solved it logically, which is good. I think you should solve it logically. I think it would be great if you had a price discrepancy between in-person and online coaching. So you're like, if you were able to say like, okay, for $1,000 with in-person training, here's what you're going to get for $1,000 for in-person training. You get 4 sessions. That's what it comes out to. You get 4 sessions with in-person training, and you're not going to get X, Y, and Z. And so the value with online coaching, you're actually saving money because it only comes out to $333 a month. Now, and then maybe you can even say this too. You can even challenge them a little bit and say, if that's the case, why haven't you gone and worked with the in-person trainer already? What stopped you from, going out and hiring an in-person trainer already? It's too expensive. Oh, it's X, Y, and Z. It's whatever reason why. And be like, those are the exact reasons why online coaching is better than in-person training, in-person training. But at the same time, you have to solve it logically like that. You have to challenge their belief and make them realize that their belief is, false. And then you have to sell the emotion. At the end of the day, like I mentioned, you can't solve an emotional decision with logic. It just doesn't compute, right? If someone's feeling emotional, you can't solve it with logic. It just will not resonate. So I think you should offer logic to kind of deflect or disarm them, right? And then sell emotion. So in this situation, be like, okay, for $1,000, here's what you get with in-person training. You're going to be missing X, you're going to be missing Y, you're going to be missing Z. I'm curious, if you are sold on in-person training, why haven't you gone and worked with an in-person trainer before, right? Okay, perfect. So the reasons why you haven't gone and worked on an in-person trainer before are the same reasons why online coaching will actually be able to help you, because we'll be able to provide all those things. But I'm curious, is it about the $1,000 or is it about your goal? What's more important here? To save $1,000 or to achieve your fitness goals? If you want to achieve X, Y, and Z, and this is going to change your life for the rest of your life, then $1,000 is minuscule. Brother, you're going to go spend that in Miami on a weekend on some girl that's not going to call you back because you look like shit. Or you could put that money in yourself and change your life for the rest of your life. Have a coach that's going to care more about your success than anyone in your life. Wouldn't you think that's valuable? And so you solve the logic, or you solve their objection with logic, but then you have to sell with emotion, because simply just giving them the logic isn't going to convince them to buy.
I understand.
Make sense? Any questions?
Yeah, I also feel like him saying that in the first place wasn't even like I knew that it wasn't about the in-person training. I knew that was just like,
it's never about it.
Was like he was just throwing something out there.
It's never about it. The thing is it's time to put the money where his mouth is. That's what it comes down to, right? People get scared at this point, and so this is why you have to sell their goal. How bad do you want it? It's $1,000 to change your life for the rest of your life. You stick with it, and you believe in the program. We get your results. What's that compared to? Is that valuable for a lifetime worth of feeling good. So this is where you have to time back. This is kind of where you have to hold them accountable to the goals that you initially set in the beginning. What's more important to you at this stage? You told me that you don't want to fall into illness like your family. Wouldn't that be worth $1,000 for you to not get sick, for you to learn how to take care of your body, for you to actually transform and get results? Sure, you probably can go out there and figure out a macro plan, figure out a meal plan, that could work for you. But are you going to have someone that's going to care more about your results than you do?
So coach, I have a question. What do you think? I honestly don't ever feel like, even when I never feel like it's that, especially when the logistics are in place, I never feel like it's too much money. Like even if it's like a paid in full, like most, because I relate from my situation, like people have money saved up, monthly payments make things easier. Why is it like some people are just so freaked out when they hear a price and they just want to back out of like some kind of mentorship or just because coaching?
Because people lose perspective and they fall back into old habits and old patterns when they hear the price. Because in the beginning, when price isn't around, they're thinking about all the things that they want to achieve. But all of a sudden, when price is presented, then their defense mechanisms go up and all of a sudden they forget everything that they told you in the beginning of the call. Now their number one objection is to protect themselves and not get scammed, or protect themselves and save money. That becomes their number one goal. But you have to provide perspective and realign them. Remember, you said that you wanted to achieve these things. And then they go, oh, you're right. Actually, I totally forgot, because they just see red.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of like a courage thing, right?
Exactly. But like, it's on you to remind them and give them perspective as to what they got on the call for, right?
Yeah.
Even though that $1,000 is not a lot of money, like we both know that, people still have defensive habits and guards up to protect themselves. That's what it is. It's not that they don't want to achieve their goals. It's just that as soon as, do you remember that scene from Finding Nemo? Did you ever watch Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
The scene from Finding Nemo when Bruce, the shark, smells blood and his eyes turn black and he just turns into like a monster.
Yeah.
That's what happens when people see price, is they just forget everything and just go into defense mode. Right. So you kind of have to coddle them and bring them back to reality and realign themselves with their goals and say, hey, we can work this out, but I want to remind you that this is what we're here for. You told me that you wanted to start X, Y, and Z. And then that's when they go, oh, you're right. This is what I came for. Let's do it.
Right. Got it.
Any other questions?
I'm on that for sure.
All right, cool. Let's finish this.
$1,000, it's a lot of money, but it's a lot of value as well. I mean, in 3 months, you're going to go from where you're at now to having anywhere between 5 and 10 pounds of muscle. And that's a huge transformation for yourself. Putting on 10 pounds of muscle, like you're going to look different in the mirror, and that's like, isn't that worth $1,000? I mean,
I hear you 100%. Just for me, this 1,000 online like that. I hear you 100%, and you make some good valid points about the check-ins and the photos. But maybe if it was 6 months, maybe. But $333 a month is not something I'm looking for online, because I still have to consider, of course, food purchases. I'm doing the high quality food, so it's gonna be more expensive there. And if I go to the gym membership, if I do that, so I'm taking kind of, I guess, the whole route.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. So if you feel like it was 3 months, if you feel like it was 6 months, it would be worth it for you.
It'll be something I'll do. Something I would say, I can find $1,000 just one online like that. But for just 3 months, and it's just 5 to 10 pounds and not 10 to 15, it's something I don't want to take a chance on.
Okay, I totally understand what you're saying, man. I honestly agree with you 100%. Getting 5 pounds, 5 to 10 pounds in 3 months, you would need 6 months to get to 10 to 15, 100%. And I'm glad that you were able to express that. I'm glad you expressed to me that, like, 3 months just isn't long enough for 1,000. So what we can do is, let's do 6 months for 1,300. We'll do 6 months. Everything's gonna be exactly the same. You're gonna be guaranteed the exact same results if you had 3 months. Now it's just gonna be double. You're gonna have your 6 months. We'll only add on the price of an extra month, so you'll be charged for 4 months, but you'll get 6 months in total, and you'll get your 10 to 15 pounds. You'll get jacked. You'll have those transformation photos.
You're not exactly like, sure, you're making him a reoffer, which I actually think is great. I think it's cool that you kind of heard what he wanted. He wanted something a little bit longer. So let me reoffer you a new deal. But it sounded like he is talking about financial objections.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's going on in the back of my mind is I'm thinking, is it actually financial, or does he actually want to do this? Because if it's actually financial, and this guy sounds like he has a head on his shoulder. It sounds like he has like a decent job. He's probably making some decent money. What I would do is this. I would say, okay, hey man, I just want to talk right now. Is this about the finances? Is it purely about the finances, or are you not 100% sold on this program and on this stream, right? That would be the concern that I have, is I'm not totally sure that this person's even sold on the program and on the dream. But again, you have to tie it back to, you're not buying a program, you're saying yes to your dream. And by walking away and saying no to this, you're telling yourself and you're telling the universe that these goals are not worth chasing? And is that the case? Or are you 100% sold on the vision? You 100% sold on the goals, and it's just the finances that's holding you back, right? All right, cool. So now we're on the same page, because the thing is, like, you cannot solve financial objections if they're not 100% sold on the product and the vision, right?
Yeah.
So there's no point even talking about it if he's not 100% sold on the goals and the vision. So that's the first thing that you need to do. The second thing is that if it is financial, this is where you can go what's called open wallet. It's a little bit of an aggressive strategy, but it works. And if you have really great rapport and good trust on the call, you can do really well with this. Essentially, what you're going to do is you budget with them. Hey man, if this is purely financial, well, let's sit down and brainstorm a way that we could make this work for you financially. How much are you currently bringing in your job right now? Okay, cool. You're bringing in $4,500. How much is your rent? Okay, your rent's $900. How much is your car insurance? How much is your gas? How much is your groceries? How much money left over do you have for personal spending? Okay, now with that personal spending, how much are you investing, or how much are you spending on restaurants? How much are you spending on, nights out? How much are you spending on video games, new game consoles? Like, figure out, okay, where's the money? Like, okay, so I see that you spend $500 a month on nights out. If you stayed in 2 extra weekends, number one, that's going to help you achieve your goals better. But number two, it's going to save you the price of the program.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be able to work towards your goals because you'll be able to commit financially, and you'll have more time for your goals, right? And so you make it work for them. And then again, it's all emotion. Rise up to the challenge. Hey, we found a way to make this work for you financially. The money is right there. We know we can do this. Are you going to say yes to your goals, or are you going to walk away?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
So when it's financial, you can't truly solve a financial objection until you get a clear picture on. Now, this guy can say, hey, brother, I got $200 in the bank. I'm making $500 a week, and I got nothing left over. Well, in that case, all right, I get it. It's a financial objection. There's nothing you can do. We talk to people all the time to get on the phone to learn about PTBI. They got $2 in the bank, $10K in credit card debt, and no job. Like, all right, well, we can't really do anything with that. But if you discover that, okay, this person does have the resources, does have the means, he just needs to be challenged here and just need to make a little bit of change, then it's your opportunity to do so.
Got it. I'm pretty positive that it wasn't a real financial objection. I already know for a fact, subconsciously throughout this process, I already knew that he just didn't believe in the program, or because I truly believe it's because I wasn't product. What was the word you used? I wasn't product positioning. So I think that's really what it came down to.
Yeah. And you also want to make it sound like you're going to fight for this person. So there's a really great example of a student of mine who is like, it was literally just the words that she used to sell her product. She would say, oh, you're going to have access to our video library. You're going to have access to this app where you can track your workouts. You're going to have access to a meal plan. And it's like, no, you're not selling them access to resources. You want to sell them help. And so using the same exact resources, all we did was just change the words that she used, and instead said, hey, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to build you a custom workout plan so that way you know exactly what to do to hit your goals. I'm going to build you a custom meal plan so you have food that you enjoy that's going to help you get to your goals. I'm going to check in with you to ensure that you're successful. I'm going to do all these things for you, right? So you want to take a service standpoint. And I think when you do that, people really feel like, oh, you're not selling me access to resources and you're not selling me doing the work. You're doing the work for me.
Right.
That's what I would do also when it comes to positioning the product, is really ensure you're selling that you're working for them. Cool.
Got it.
We'll end it here. Honestly, though, I will say like 90% of that was really good. But just like with the DMs, it's that 10% that actually makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You can have 90% of the call down, but if you're missing one thing, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
Cool, man. What questions do you have?
Yeah. So I wrote down everything you said. I'm definitely going to make sure that I do all those things in the next sales call that I have. I guess my question really is mainly probably 2 questions. I'll just keep it short. First question is continuing. I want your blessing and making sure that I'm doing the right thing when it comes to booking these calls and make sure I'm maximizing the amount of sales calls I get. I'm sending out as much DMs as I can every single day. I've been tracking it the past 4 days. It's been pretty much like 30, 40, 60, 70 the past 4 days. And it's given me a lot of discovery calls. Messages has been full with 8 or 10 conversations. Honestly, 99% of them are cold outreach because there's not a lot of activity on my page. Mm-hmm. But I'm working very diligently this week. I've been really trying to make the content more engaging, like almost kind of like on the virality spectrum of like, okay, let me actually try to grow my page, not by using gimmicks, but like just being myself. I want to know what you think about that strategy. Like just sending out DMs and posting. Like, I just want to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to book sales calls.
Let me ask you this. Is it working?
Yeah, it is working.
Then
working.
This point, it's not about what to do to book more sales calls. It's about how do I close the sales calls that I currently have.
Right. Yeah.
The other thing too is like you're looking for selling your own offer. You're going to be looking at about, you want to shoot for around 40 to 60% closing rate. And so you've taken 3 sales calls.
2, and then one was supposed to be today and he didn't show up.
You've taken 2 sales calls. 0 for 2. I mean, you can miss the next 2 and then close the next 6 after that, and your closing rate will average out. So like 2 calls isn't really enough data to base your skill off of. But if we're going to be reviewing your calls and make sure that you start your money, then, you'll ramp up a lot quicker. But at this point, you don't need to learn how to book more sales calls. You just need to close the current sales calls that you already have.
Any last message for me? Any last task?
No, I'm going to send you this call recording. I want you to review it and then take what you've learned, implement it. And just remember, I think the biggest thing is you're selling the dream. Okay. $1,000. They're not buying $1,000 for online coaching. They're buying $1,000 for their dream, their goals, their transformation. That's what they're saying yes to.
Got it. All right, Zakk. Thank you for the call. I've also been reading your book. It's very helpful.
Good.
And we'll talk soon.
All right, brother. Peace.